With a
thin crust.
With the pineapple?
With the pineapple. That's so good.
Wow, okay.
You know what I don't like? Anchovies. Anchovies, gross! Yeah.
Okay, we all agree on that. The pineapple was decisive last time, so interesting. You'd be like, yay, pineapple. Okay.
It wasn't until recently where I thought artichokes were the fish. Anyways.
Who else, folks? Who else? We got past the perfunctory pizza. Up here? Great, great.
What is up?
Hi.
Hello.
How was it voicing Velvet in Tales of Berseria? Is that
Velvet? Does anybody know Tales of Berseria? Yay! Oh, hey, cool. Okay, so I voice Velvet, who's the protagonist in this game, and I think it's very cool because in all the Tales games, there's never been like a solo female protagonist. She's always been kind of like, there's always been like the guy protagonist and then like the main girl, but she's like the protagonist. It was very difficult, and I'll tell you why. Because there's a lot of screaming, like every single session. And I maybe had 17 sessions with the character. So every time I would go in to do 4 hours of recording, I had to plan for the fact that I wasn't gonna have a voice afterwards. So, but it was fine, I never lost my voice. And I'm lucky because I have one of those voices where if I yell, it comes out like gravelly. So I'm lucky I have that kind of voice. I think it works. That's what they wanted. Thank you. Yeah, it was really great. I loved her entire story arc and her character design, and working with Wendy and Cup of Tea was really fun. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, we have a question over there, and don't be scared. That's Danielle. She is helping out with this. That way I don't have to run around because I'm old.
All day.
I know you.
Again?
Hi.
Oh, okay, close. All day we've been hearing about everyone's process of finding out that they got cast in Sailor Moon. So can you tell your story?
Oh, sure. So my emotions range from like 0, which is like, hey, what's up, to like 10, which is crying. So it'll shoot from like 0 to 10. And when I got, not when I was cast as Sailor Moon, but when I got the audition for Sailor Moon, it was just instant tears. I started crying for lots of reasons. One, because I grew up with the show. I love it. It was a really big part of my childhood. That's how I made a lot of my very first friends, was through Sailor Moon. And 2, it was completely unexpected. And 3, I now had the chance of being hurt by Sailor Moon. Do you know what I mean? Like, I always felt like I didn't want to have that opportunity almost, because if I didn't get cast, I'd be sad. So there was all those emotions, and I was crying, and my boyfriend was like, well, what's wrong? I got the audition for Sailor Moon. It's like, isn't that good? Yes. And that happened yesterday too, poor Amanda. Okay, so here's a weird Disney story. Whenever I'm at Disney World, there's like this magical thing happens whenever I hear like Let It Go. The first time it was like the sing-along. I checked my email after that. I was cast in Ladybug. Second time last year, I was cast as Velvet Crow in Tales. This year, I just got a huge job, like after getting off the Frozen ride. And it's really big, and I can't talk about it, but it's Disney. And so again, I was checking my email, I was sitting by Amanda, and suddenly I'm like, I feel so horrible because my poor Anita was with us, and Amanda was there. She's like, oh my God, what happened? Like, this got cast in me. And she's like, isn't that good? Yes, girl. So for the rest of the day, like my makeup was, you saw me after that, like my makeup was like halfway off my face. It was a good time. So yeah, but after I actually got cast as Sailor Mars, there was like this period of like in shock. And they didn't tell me who I was, I just knew I was in it. I thought I might have been Luna, or, yeah. Because when I got a call back, it was for Sailor Moon and Luna. And my Sailor Moon was okay, but I felt like my Luna was stronger. So I thought, oh well, if I get cast as anyone, it'll be Luna. But I got Sailor Mars, so that was another big surprise. Yeah, it's been a crazy journey. Lots of emotions.
Did you grow up with Sailor Moon? Were you watching it going, oh man, someday I want to be Mars? Or just like,
Well, I did grow up watching it. I didn't like Mars as a kid.
She's terrible. Someone else should voice her.
She's mean! My favorite as a kid was Sailor Mercury, but it was Sailor Moon that made me realize I want to be a voice actor. Because I was watching it and I had that realization where, you know, cartoons aren't real, because up until a certain age, they're like real to you. But it was during Sailor Moon, I'm like, wow, she's not real. There's somebody doing her voice. I want to be the voice. So that's how I started voice acting.
Nice. Who else has some questions? Ooh, that's on Danielle's side. I'm not going to run over there, but she will. She's young.
Hi.
Hello.
I never watched a Sailor Moon before, and I was surprised to my girl. Do you feel any struggle when you do the Mars?
Trouble?
Struggle, like you like, you know, some other voices over her, like a Japanese on it, that you had to do the translate for the English one. You don't feel like a struggle when you watch it with the voice over there?
I think taking on, like, well, this has been dubbed several times, and then also the original Japanese, like, do you feel, now you are Mars now.
Yeah.
How does that feel, like, taking on that mantle and maybe, yes, struggling with, oh my gosh, here's this legacy, and now I'm carrying it?
Well, I was nervous at first, especially because I loved the voice of Mars growing up. And oddly enough, I almost didn't read for Sailor Mars because I felt like we were so different that my voice wouldn't match. But surprisingly, you know, you go when you trust the director, and when I listen to it back, it wasn't intentional, but I hear how similar I sound to the 90s dub Mars. And that wasn't on purpose, that was just my voice. And I was surprised, I'm like, yeah, after the very first session, like, I understand why I got this character. And after that, you know, I didn't go back and watch the old dub. I just wanted it to be something that was my own and the director's own. So without feeling like I had to live up to something, we were able to create our own thing that I didn't have to be afraid of. Thank you.
Yay! Oh, that's a new thing. I'm getting on. Thanks, Dad.
Okay, Mom. Hi.
So, is there like anything you do to get into character when you're voice acting? Or like a certain method you use?
Oh, a method for like warming up and stuff?
Yeah.
I sing a lot. I mainly will just sing, but I don't think I do anything particular to each character. Again, because a lot of times, I don't know what I'm doing before I go into the booth. You know? Yeah. Sometimes it's just like, oh, you're playing this character today. Okay. So mainly I just want to keep my voice strong in general. Yeah. Thank you.
I'm working my way up to you in the front row, but kind of piggyback off that, you said you're very emotional. Have there been times where you've done the role and you've gotten into it and it's not like you just turn it off at the end. You're like, oh my God, I poured myself into this today, and now at the end of it, I'm torn up like this character in the scene or whatever. Committed.
I think that happened with in Madoka, because that one was really emotionally charged. That character stayed with me until we finished the recording. I couldn't let her go.
Everybody's like, oh, stop it, no, you're crying.
Well done.
Yes, please. Sit down and have some questions ready. I'm just kidding. The guy's like, oh God, this is a very serious Q&A. Just messing around. It's you, right? Okay, I saw the ears.
Okay, so I know you said you like to sing. I was wondering what made you decide to post song covers on YouTube.
Ooh.
I really love your Haruhi ones. Those are
Thank
my
you. So, I still have a YouTube channel, but I used to be a lot more active back, and this is like the early days of YouTube. It was like 10 years ago now. Somebody asked me to sing the opening of Peach Girl, and be like, oh, I have the English lyrics, I think your voice would sound great. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a try. And I was surprised about how much I loved singing and hearing everything come together and watching it to video. And so I posted that on YouTube, and I got a lot of positive response. And that was something that I always liked singing, but I didn't know if I was really good at it. And so posting on YouTube, it kind of helped my career and it helped my confidence too. And it made me realize how much I really enjoy singing. It's just like, it's kind of like an extension of being a voice actor, I feel. So that's why I started posting on YouTube. And then I got banned a couple times. Oh, you guys want to know why I got banned? Remember Caramel Dancin', 2007? Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's such a long time ago. I posted an English cover of Caramel Dancin', not knowing that the producers had their own English cover, like an official one coming out. So I posted it on YouTube, and overnight it got 300,000 views. And I get an angry letter, because, not a letter, a message, because you used to be able to get messages on YouTube, from the producer of the original Caramel Dancin'. And he was like, "You're a horrible singer. Why are you doing this? Take it down. By the way, I already reported you to YouTube." Oh. He's like, "If you don't believe it's me, here's my number." It's like, okay, I'll take it down. He's like, "Too late, you're getting banned." And I got banned for Caramel Dancin'. You know what? I don't still have his number. But I made a new account. It's up there now. I think the most popular one I've done in a long time is Bad Apple, the English cover. Yeah, so that's still there. It's pretty surprising on what, you never know what's going to stick and stay, because no matter where I go in the world, people, they don't know my voice acting, they know not Caramel Dancin', that was removed. Bad Apple. Thank you.
Do you feel that in social media, like, you had to be not a slave to Twitter and everything, like, you have to be a presence to be viable nowadays? Do you feel like, oh, I gotta get on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram to stay active and put your face up here?
I do feel that way sometimes, but I feel like it's not really a struggle for me. I like posting. I like posting on Twitter and Instagram and stuff. So follow me, please.
Yeah.
At Cristina Vee. And at Cristina VOS. Who keeps texting me? God.
It's that guy. He's like, "I'm sorry, you're a really good singer. I've thought about it over the past 10 years, and you know what? You're right. I dumped the other person, and I want to produce you now. You're unbanned."
Yay!
Yay! We should all follow her.
Do you guys know Christine Cabanos? She's Madoka and Mako and Kill la Kill. She's texting me.
Oh, well, we'll allow it then. All right.
Okay. Not right now. I'll tell her now.
So, of all the Disney covers that you've done on YouTube, is there one that you haven't done that you really want to do?
All of them. Let's see. I feel like the ones that really grabbed my attention, I posted. I think I would want to redo Let It Go, because I posted that even before the movie was out. I just heard it in the Disney store. Like, this is amazing, and I found the karaoke, and I want to redo that one. Thank you.
Be prepared.
Be prepared.
Pretty good Jeremy Irons. That's good. That's good. I'm not going to ban you from this panel.
Thank you.
All right, right here.
Hello. Hi. What character do you have like the most common relationship with? Like, for me, it's more or less Hawk. Like, just always being kicked around by this one person. Then you have like that nice friend that's like Bond, that's like Master. But like for you, which one is like the most relationship, like that represents you in a way?
Yeah, character I'm closest to?
Yeah, that's most likely.
Let's see, there are a couple. I feel like I relate in some way to all my characters, but I think Sailor Mars with Ray, I feel like the closer I get to you, the more I start to tease you and pick on you. And it's just kind of like how I show my affection is I like to get reactions out of people. So I feel like I'm similar to her in that way. And yeah, and with Marinette from Ladybug, I feel very drawn to her. And she's a character that's easy to relate to, because she's not like this perfect, sweet person. She is sweet, but she can also be misguided and make mistakes, and she just lives with it and improves and tries to do better next time. Yep.
Do you ever cosplay as any of your characters or other characters? Do you ever dress up at a con? Just go for fun, or are you always working?
Sorry?
I was saying, do you ever get to go and like dress up and like, I'm cosplaying, or like, oh, you're always here as a celebrity? Or do you get to like dress up and have fun and goof off, or is that not your thing?
You know, I dressed up as a T-Rex for Halloween. Like the inflatable T-Rex, that one. It was pretty great. Those are really popular costumes. We couldn't walk like 5 feet, because Christine was also a T-Rex with me. So we were T-Rexes. I feel like I did something recently. Oh, I dressed up as Chun-Li at a convention recently for Halloween. That was fun. Yeah, I really do like dressing up. I should do velvet? Maybe. That's an intense one to pull off. I'll need to get a gigantic demon arm.
Who else? Or, I'm sorry, you were saying, are you continuing?
I have a question.
You do? You have a question?
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfair. You have the mic. You can ask whatever you want.
I can talk over you. Oof, I've got the power now.
Go for it.
I was actually wondering, there's obviously a varying degree of technical skill involved with doing the voice acting work. I guess what I'm wondering is, of all the different characters that you've voiced, is there any particular one that you find is more difficult than the others?
More difficult? Yes. I forgot to mention this one. Killua from Hunter x Hunter. And that, he's the first time I voiced a boy for such a long-running show. I voiced little boys before, but usually they're like side characters, or just 1 or 2 episodes, but he's in all like 150. And he's such a complicated character. And there's a lot that goes into thinking about where his placement is, even like the vocal quality, because this is a show of 3 women voicing young boys, and they're all main characters. So it's always kind of a constant balance. Me and Erica Mendez, if we're doing like the same pitch, we can sound pretty identical. So there's always like a constant readjusting of the voice, going lower if I need to, or going higher if I need to. And so we've recorded a lot already, and he's one where I still feel like I'm still, what is that called? Cognitizing. I don't know, thinking. I'm always thinking about how to play him when I'm in the booth still, and usually that goes away after the 3rd or 4th session. But yeah. Thank you.
What's going on? Anybody? Who else? Who else? Good question, Danielle. Thanks for asking. Oh, right there. Inspired.
Hello. Hi. Hello.
Out of all the characters that you've ever voiced over, have you ever like regretted it?
Regretted?
Yeah. Like, have you ever like thought, oh, I could have done that better now, or I would have changed it slightly in the way I emoted my voice, or however you want to?
Let's see. I feel like there are characters that I voiced early on in my career when I was still getting started that if I were to redo now, I think it would sound a lot better, because it's been a while and I've grown as an actor and I've had more life experiences. There was one case where I felt this, and it was Madoka Magica. But we got to do the movies, so that was my chance to redo it again. So if you ever want to do a fun like comparison, and I think the whole cast grew, listen to like the original dub of the series and then watch the movies, because I feel like it's completely different. Thank you. Hello.
Hi, Cristina. I know you've done a lot of voices, Shantae, but I want to ask you one question. When you were doing the more core units for Blaze Blue, to differentiate from Noel and all the other ones, was it kind of difficult, or was it pretty easy?
Oh, to make Noel and the other characters different?
Yes.
I feel like the way that they wrote the characters really helped. And I think like Blaze Blue is the first time I got to show that, look, I can do more than just high-pitched young girls. I can do like Moo, who was deeper pitched, and robots. No, I feel like even though like Nu and Lambda were pretty similar because they're both robots, they wrote Lambda softer, so even her voice I feel is like there's like a little difference. So it wasn't very difficult to switch up the voices.
Did you enjoy being sadistic when you were doing You?
Yes, I was surprised at first, especially in I think the second game, because suddenly like it was really like, there were a lot of innuendos in the first game, but then the second one, it was just straight out. I was pretty shocked at first. Again, I was what, 20? So, again, life experience, not yet had.
Japanese fighting games will do that too.
It was great. I love it. Thank you.
Hi again. Out of like all the characters you voiced in anime and video games, do you ever feel like awkward like watching or playing as them?
Does it feel awkward? A lot of times so I used to play League of Legends a lot, and this is something kind of silly that happens. I would play as Ribbon, and then that thought will pass through your head, like, hey, she sounds just like me. It is kind of silly, not silly, my parents love like my old YouTube covers, and I cannot be in the same room as them when they're watching them. Like, stop it! Change it! They love it. But other than that, I think I don't find it awkward at all. It's, thanks. Don't play them.
Don't make her cry, stop it.
Stop it.
Got a question here in the back?
For the Rebellion movie, how did you feel about the ending compared to the original ending for the series?
Ooh, how do I feel about the ending?
Spoilers, jeez.
Yeah, it's a big spoiler. I won't give it to you guys, but they kind of changed the character in a way you do not expect. At first, I was in shock because I thought there was going to be this really sweet, happy ending. I was almost at tears because it was so beautiful, and then something unexpected happens. But I think the most interesting part is how it completely, like Homura used to be like this universally beloved character. Everybody loved Homura. She was brave and strong, and she did the impossible. And now suddenly there's a split in the fandom where people are like, oh, I'm so mad at her. Why did she do this? And it's pretty interesting because in my opinion, Homura did nothing wrong. So I will always defend her. I think if you've been through that kind of experience, in this way, she was definitely shaped by her experiences. So, yeah. Thanks. Hello.
Also, when you were doing Shantae's voice, were you nervous when they asked you to do the lead singing for the theme song of the recent game?
Oh, so they actually asked me to sing first. I wasn't yet Shantae when I did the singing. Was I nervous? I think I'm always a little bit nervous before working with Jake because he's just amazing, and I want to impress him every time. But of course, it was once we got in the booth, he made me super comfortable, and he made it sound amazing. So I'm really glad I had that experience. Thank you. Yes.
Are there any other voice actors you really enjoyed working with?
I think my favorite to work with, well, I love Cristina Vee. She's my soul sister. So I really enjoy working with her, and just anybody really who has a positive attitude about the whole experience and who's there and ready to work and be open to like switching. And I'm talking about directing, I guess. But yeah, thank you. I saw another hand. Lots of questions.
He was over there, but I was over there, and he put his hand up. He's like, no, you have to get over to me. I was like, yeah. But I made it. Ooh, that was an awkward.
So do you have any show or anime that you thoroughly enjoy outside of your career?
Outside of the
Voice acting, outside of everything that you've done?
Ooh, let's see. Oh, it's so hard. One that I will always hold dear is Azumanga Daioh. You guys heard of that?
Cooking is so fun.
Yeah, cooking is so fun. Oh, and Revolutionary Girl Utena. Do you guys know that one? It's 20 years old now, if you can believe it. Nobody knows it. Thank you. Yeah! Go watch it, it's so good. No one's excited about this. I will always be excited about Utena.
You mentioned that, like Robotech. He's like, what's a Robotech? It's like, it's the reason you're here.
we had Robotech and Voltron. None of you would be in this con with Cristina Vee.
And Sailor Moon was a huge, I remember growing up with that, so that was another gateway drug, as it were. Like, what is this? These strange, awesome cartoons. So.
You know what else is my gateway drug? Ranma 1/2.
Yeah!
Let me tell you about watching Ranma 1/2 as your first anime. There are anime boobs in that, and they are not censored. And as a middle school student watching anime boobs, I felt like I was watching something forbidden. And I was like, give me more. Tenchi Muyo too. Lots of censored boobs, so there's that.
Yeah.
Gunbuster, do you guys know Gunbuster? Yeah. These were all my like, I had this VHS tape. The girl gave me. Sorry. And she was like, oh, you like Sailor Moon and Pokemon? Here, let me educate you. And so that's how I found all these amazing anime. I was really big into Pokemon, guys. The biggest. I was a Pikachu girl. Memories. What is that? In your hand? Or, oh, okay. I don't have my DS on me. No. But you know what? I'm pretty like a pushover because I just pick the ones that. Basically, I'll catch, you know how you catch like your first Pokemon? I will level those up, those are mine. All of my emotional attachment are on these pixels. It can be a little unhealthy because, you know, I want to take care of my pixelated animals. Tamagotchi? I was in a Tamagotchi show. That was interesting. Hi! Hi. What is up?
Okay. Is it on? Oh, there it is.
So, regarding the DS and the Pokemon, what was your first Pokemon? My first Pokemon? My first starter Pokemon? Yeah. Bulbasaur! Yeah, I love Bulbasaur. He's my favorite. I had a Bulbasaur, and he grew into a Venusaur, and he became level 99, and I was playing that game. This was like when you only had Pokemon Blue or Red, and I loved it so much, but I made a mistake, guys. I bought a Game Genie.
No!
So I had the Game Genie, which was like this, like back in the day, there were like cheat codes and you had to buy this extra thing that kind of hacked the game for you. So I had the Game Genie in my old-fashioned Game Boy, and I dropped it while the game was on. And I was like, and I restarted the game, and all my data was wiped. I broke it. It was broken. Goodbye, Venusaur. Rest in peace. There's never been a closer, I've never felt, my first and only. Did you bury it? I didn't bury it, but it's pretty mad. All the progress, well yeah, because of course I'd beaten it, but I was like on like over 100 hours logged into this game. Did you name it? Yeah, I forgot what I named it. What is that bird called in the new game? Deuce, whatever?
Decidueye.
See, that's too hard to say. I named him Hamilton. All of mine were I always pick a theme for each game that comes out, and I play every game, and the theme for Alola was Hamilton characters. So I had Hamilton, Eliza, and Lafayette, and it was pretty great.
Arturo Bartos. Next. Mr. Cena, questioning the crew.
Your character in El Noah Zero Riot.
Yes.
What was it like for her character and her struggle to figure out her own identity?
Sorry, what was the last part of that?
Like her struggle, how to realize like which people she belonged to during El Noah Zero.
Oh yeah. So if you guys haven't noticed from all the characters that we've been talking about, I play the emotionally damaged character a whole lot. And as soon as I saw Rye and her story, I knew, and her purple eyes. If they're emotional and purple, it's like a Cristina character. So I knew that, I kind of knew, I was like, yeah, if I get cast, it's going to be this character. And I got her. And it was really great. And funny enough, there is a scene that reminded me a lot of Homura, and it involves a gun pointing to her head. I'm like, wow. I just recorded this scene in Rebellion. It's happening again. And I just feel very like honored that I get to play these kinds of characters. I feel like, you know, like I said, life experience has really lent itself, and I'm glad that I get to channel it through my acting. So, yeah, I love her. Thanks for asking. I hardly get asked about Old Noah. Thank you.
Good question and choose. Really nice. Well done.
Sugar had a question on it. Did you call someone before hand outside you do the person on the Mars? Like outside, like a person like that? Actually?
Do I call Stephanie Shea a meatball?
Do you call her someone beforehand, you know, out of the work?
You know, I haven't. I don't know if Stephanie would appreciate that. I'm pretty sure that the only person who could get away with that is maybe Robbie, because he's so charming. But we do call her, in the new dub, we call her Bunhead, which kind of sounds like Butthead. And I definitely don't want to call Stephanie a butthead. So, yeah. Thank you.
We are more than halfway. That's right. Don't hold back questions. It's time to go away and be like, oh, but I just asked her that question. I had the time to ask.
Hi again. Have you ever read a manga where you were like, I have to play that character even though they won't ever make an anime out of it, or they haven't made one yet?
Ooh, a manga, huh? Oh man, I can't really think of one right now. My manga reading days were mainly in high school, and a lot of those have been adapted to anime. But if there was one that I'd like to see, oh, what was it? I mean, I've always loved Peach Girl, and that's been adapted. Jeremy plays Sai in that, that's great. Oh gosh. I guess if they ever redid Fushigi Yugi, I'd like to be a character in that. Maybe not the main girl, maybe Yui. Thank you.
You watch the anime? Do you ever game? Are you a gamer at all? You're like, eh, I don't do that, or yeah, I do, or other than Pokemon or anything?
Well, my gaming experience is pretty limited because I don't like to play a lot of the AAA games. I'm really big into Nintendo stuff, actually. So right now we're playing Super Mario World. It's so hard. Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm excited for the new one. And we're also playing Yoshi's Woolly World, which thank goodness for like save points because I don't know how we did it as kids. Oh, and I just beat Super Mario Brothers 3. You know, with
Yes.
Can I tell you what happens at the end when you get to Peach?
What happened? Yeah.
Here's what happens, guys. It's one box of dialogue. This is what it literally says word for word. Sorry, your princess is in another castle. Just kidding, haha, bye-bye. Credits roll. What? I don't know, I was expecting at least like a fireworks cutscene or something that wasn't, okay, bye! So, I'll let you know what happens in Super Mario World.
So you said you had done voices in series, remember?
Yes.
How was it? And who voiced?
I voiced a character named J10. She's in the Zoo episode. And it was my first time at Cartoon Network. And I was really excited and nervous because I'd never been to Cartoon Network before. And I didn't know that Rebecca Sugar was the person who helps direct. Like, she was there in the session. I was like, oh, Rebecca Sugar. Was not expecting that. And she's amazing. The first thing she said to me was, hey, Cristina, I love Kill la Kill. Like, oh, one of us. And then I was like, oh my gosh. There's just some people where if I meet them, I know I can't control myself. Usually I'm pretty like docile and confident. I was like, hey, I love the songs that you write. I love Stronger Than You. I sang it. She's like, oh, okay. Like, okay. She's great. And now we have the same personal trainer. And I find it's really cool. Anyways, it was really fun. I got to hear I got to meet Dee Dee Magno Hall, who voices Pearl. And she's completely so sweet. And it's a good experience. Thank you.
Yes.
For Miraculous, if you yourself, if Cristina Vee were in the show, if you were akumatized, what would your evil persona be?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let's see, what gets me the most mad? Having what done? My brother? I don't think I'd get mad. I'd be very sad. Oh yeah, you're right. Oh my gosh. I'd probably be some kind of weird voice acting monster. Yeah, like I probably didn't get a role that I really wanted. And so now I turn into something where like my voice will shatter your eardrums. And so yeah, that would be my power, I think. I'll think about that though.
Sure to come back tomorrow for the full panel with everybody and be like, oh, that question yesterday about the evil thing I turned into. Let me get back to that. I've thought about it all night long, just sitting up in my room. That's what I mean.
Oh my gosh. So I took a red eye here yesterday because I had to work on Wednesday. So I had to take the latest flight out, which was at 1 a.m. And in the morning, they're like, okay, we're going to Disneyland, to Disney World in the morning. Okay. So talk about being up all night thinking. I was in that plane, trying to sleep, and I get here and I'm like, okay, time for Disney World! Woo! But wait, somehow I did it. I was tired. It's probably why I started crying over good news, because I was exhausted. But, yeah. Yeah.
Two-part question.
Sure.
Project, thank you.
Do you prefer Disneyland or Disney World?
Okay.
And what is your favorite Walt Disney World park?
Okay, Disneyland or Disney World? Okay, here's the thing about Disneyland. It is extremely overcrowded. It's been that way for years. When I was younger, I remember being able to go like on a Thursday, maybe even a Wednesday, like in the off season, and have it be pretty empty and go on all the rides. But now, no matter when you go, it is crazy busy. And I think it's maybe because it's not a new experience for me anymore. I used to work there. It just feels like a lot of the times it's not worth like being the traffic to get there. It takes about an hour and a half to get there. And then to be there and only go on a ride, it's pretty tough. But I do like how the upkeep of the parks, because it's so small that everything is like pristine. But I do love coming to Disney World more because of the space and because I feel like if you're staying in the hotels, that's your world for the week or however long you're staying. Favorite Disney park? I really like doing the Wilderness Explorers at Animal Kingdom, and I'm excited for Avatar Land. And my favorite ride in the world is Expedition Everest.
Yeah.
I worked there.
Oh, you did?
I was a college program.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I worked at Disneyland for a while. Jungle Cruise, Tiki Room, and they also make you do parade. So like the stay to your right, stay to our left, whatever. They made me do that for a while. It was really hard. And then I went back and I did Interventions. That was also hard. It's very hard.
Are there any videos of you on cruise?
I hope not. I was 17 and you could, I wonder like, what about my interview said, oh, let's put her in front of people for 8 hours a day talking. Because I was the most shy girl at that age. It's like, hello, welcome to the Jungle Cruise. It's the backside of water. You know, but I did have really great times, and it did help me get over my stage fright because I wanted, it's so interesting to want to be an actor, but to be so shy. And I feel like a lot of actors are like that. Yeah, it was good. It was fun.
I have one, dang it. I gotta fight for my side. They gotta ask some questions too, jeez.
I mean, there is someone in the front who's also trying to ask a question on your side.
Hi. Good question. All right, moving on.
As Rey, which one would you prefer, Yuchio or Haruka?
Oh, as as Ray? How about as Cristina? Want to get on the Haruka train? Sorry, but she's hot. I think I'd be more intimidated by Michiru because she's like kind of like the perfect princessy one. Yeah, Haruka, all the way. Unless the Sailor Starlights were on the table, then it would be Seiya. Like that. But she was like, you know, you should come audition to be a Beast character, and I will be there, and I will choose you. I'm like, okay, great. But I get there, and she wasn't there, and I was cut. And here's the thing, like, in Los Angeles, you know, first of all, you have all the actors there, and they were just, I went a couple times, and it was just thousands upon thousands of people who wanted this job. And so after that I decided, you know what, maybe it's better off if I'm not Jasmine, because I'd be like the 1000th Jasmine. Maybe I should just try to be the first Cristina Vee. So.
Aww.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Don't cry again, stop it. That's a big message. All right, next question. See, I'm fighting 3 in a row. Woo! No, we're doing it right now.
By the way, I'm hearing you guys like the echo from the wall, so if I'm like this, it's because I'm concentrating really hard to hear what you're saying.
Do you have anything particularly memorable from your role as Mio on K-On?
Particular memorable memory?
Yeah, just anything.
We got to travel around doing concerts. Yeah, it was me, Stephanie, Cassandra, and Shelby who played 4 of the main girls, and they had us learn the songs in Japanese, and they got us like the official cosplay, and we would promote the DVDs by singing and airplay, guitar and bass, and it was really a fun experience. Yeah. I've never seen any group of actors do that before, and I haven't seen one since. Let me know if I'm wrong.
Yes, we are satisfied on this side. Okay, good. Yes, you may proceed.
It's not working yet. There it is.
Hello. Okay. Have you ever been asked to translate a song from Japanese to English for an anime, but not been cast until afterwards?
I have not. The closest I got to that was in the Monica movie, the 3rd one, there was a cake song. You guys have heard of it? So we were recording it, and I told Alex, this doesn't rhyme. And he was like, oh, well, why don't you make it rhyme? I'm like, okay, so he let me kind of sit with him, and we kind of reworked the lyrics to what it is now. I don't remember it. Let me see. Big cake, something cake, da-da-da-da-da. What in the world could this cake be? Remember that? It's been like a year since I've heard it. I'll have to go back and listen.
You got a lot of homework tonight between Monster You Become and now the song.
Now singing, yeah.
Jeez.
Got a lot to work on.
Tasking you with a lot of things. So, okay, this side.
I hope I don't bring up any bad memories or anything like that, but I'm also an old jungle skipper and Enchanted Tiki Room personnel, and every once in a while the Enchanted Tiki Room song just pops in my head. I wonder if you're plagued with that as well?
Yeah, definitely. You know, and also this was stuck with me for a long time, for years, like the whole 2-finger point. They're like, what are you doing? Oh, sorry. There's one, okay, so first of all, the Tiki Room in Disneyland is haunted, and when you close it, because there's like this kitchen, it used to be a restaurant when the park when the Tiki Room first opened, and the kitchen area is completely like blocked off, and there's ghosts in there. So imagine being 17, closing at 12 o'clock at night, alone with these birds staring down at you. And another thing, okay, so in the Tiki Room we have a lot of downtime because you just open the show, wake up Jose, and you sit down. So I'm very fidgety, and they have like those bamboo poles, and bamboo is hollow. And I was just kind of mindlessly like sticking my finger in the holes, and I stuck it in, and my finger swelled. And it was time to open the show again. So I walk out with a bamboo finger. And I thought maybe I could get away with it, but people were like, What is she doing? So, like the park manager, the area manager had to come by and they brought a specialist with a chainsaw. And so they get the thing off me and I was told, hey, glad you worked that out. You know this is going on your permanent record, right? Consider this your warning. Okay! This is just a silly thing that happened. And somebody took pictures and it ended up on that mice chat forum.
That's why you didn't get Jasmine's. You came in and they're like, oh, that's bamboo finger. No, pass.
Bamboo fingers. Oh, I love rhythm games. Okay, so I used to be big into DDR. And by used to, that was like 12 years ago. More recently, I love Rhythm Heaven. Do you guys know that? Oh, do you guys like playing games? Play Rhythm Heaven Fever. They have a great one right now on 3DS. It just came out, well, like maybe a few months ago now. It's great. I love it so much. I love all those games.
Hello. So seeing as you're like a Disney fan, if like you were a Disney princess, what would your Disney adventure be, and what would your sidekick animal be?
Oh, my Disney adventure? Oh, that's so hard. My sidekick would be my dog, Ray. She's a corgi. Oh man, can it be like a Disney movie about becoming a voice actor? Because I really like that. Huh? With my dog, yeah. Because we have to travel. I don't know where. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Thank you. All right.
Oh, we're getting folks are in the 10-minute zone. The 10-minute. No, I have a question. I didn't have it in the first 50 minutes, but it's you again. Never mind. So you're all good. No, that's great. We like questions. It's a Q&A. We can't function without it. So what?
Don't be sassy, I saw it.
So, out of all of the anime that you voiced over, do you have a favorite hero and a favorite villain?
Oh, favorite hero I voiced? My favorite hero of all is Ladybug. And my favorite villain, well, okay, this is like the worst villain. She's like more evil than anybody I've ever played, or a lot of like the evil characters that I've ever seen. Her name is Monica Toa from Danganronpa 3. She's so evil. I knew it was going to be like, I knew that Danganronpa was gory and scary, but I was not expecting that. When we're recording, I'm just mortified with myself.
I just wanted to say, like, you like here, like in person, compared to like Velvet, completely different.
The what?
The Velvet from Tales of.
Oh yeah. How about this? Is that better? Do I need to scream at you? I'm more like Villager Velvet.
From your life experiences, what's been like probably the funniest, weirdest, craziest experience you've had?
In my whole life?
Yes.
The number one.
Number one craziest experience, funniest. That's so hard.
Bamboo fingers.
Okay. Oh man. You know, I don't know if this counts as being the funniest, but in high school I had a group of girlfriends and they were like my anime and manga friends, and we would just hang out all day after school. And we were just dancing, and it sounds like kind of cliche, but like going close at each other. But we were laughing so hard for so long that it just hurt our sides, and everything was just incredibly just happy. You know, and I feel like as you get older, it gets more complicated, and you know, there aren't too many moments like that. But I remember that as one of the happiest times that I've ever had, and we were just being girls. Girls. Yeah, throw pillow. Sorry to throw out like the whole like pillow fight cliche, but.
You went right from the goofy down to like the knife in the heart, like now one of the happiest times of my life. Now that I look back at his picture, it's always like,
3 times, Cristina Vee, 3 times I cried. Oh God, it's the happiest, saddest Q&A ever.
oh, bunny girl, not gonna get up running. Okay, here we go. I'm just faking it. I'm good.
you the cinema roll? Oh, I love cinema roll. Oh my gosh. So your character, how do you say it? Cinema roll? Cinema roll is a bully online. Did you know that? You didn't know that?
You're a terrible person.
So, and this is one of the funniest things I've seen on the internet. Like for some reason on the Japanese Twitter users decided to bully this Sanrio character named Cinema Roll. And the comments are so funny. And it's just, they're bullying this fictional character whenever they would post like a picture like, Happy Monday! It's like, Cinema Roll, go fly off a cliff. It just doesn't make any sense. And it's just like the cutest, most happiest character you'll see. But for some reason, like collectively, people decided to like be mean to this fictional character's Twitter account. I don't know. But yes, your question, please.
Okay, top 3 favorite Miraculous Ladybug characters.
Top 3 favorite? Okay, besides Marinette. I like Nathaniel and Adrian, and I like Volpina. I love her. I want to see more of her. Thanks. Everyone go watch Miraculous Ladybug. It's on Netflix!
That was fast. I thought it'd be like, well, let me think about this. You're like, bang, bang, bang.
What?
You're like just fast. Like you had it out. 1, 2, 3. That was
Yeah.
like, well, what about that one? And it's like, oh crap, another question.
No, these ones.
All right, we're getting down to it. Last few questions, folks. Last few. Oh, sure. Everybody looks like they've already asked one. They're like, can I ask another one? Yeah.
We got one over here too.
What is probably the most memorable or weirdest request you've had when voice acting?
Memorable, weirdest request?
Yeah, because I remember this question was asked at another voice acting panel. I can't remember what it was, but somebody said one time they were asked to make toilet noises for a show or something. I want to know if you had any type of requests like that.
You know, I would get some, we did a Kickstarter for a project, and one of the tiers was getting a voicemail recorded. But some people didn't really want a voicemail. They wanted us to say kind of dirty things as our characters. And for the same project, I was at a convention, and there was a man, not a kid, he was a fully grown man, and I was with Christine, and we were talking about Skullgirls, and he was like, can you act out a scene where you're spanking Christine's character? And this was like Sunday morning, guys. And I was just, sometimes you're just like, I don't know, if you're like, I don't know. Though that's when you learn the art of, what is that called? Diversion?
Calling the police? I'm like, what?
No, but let me tell you another story.
Wow.
Weird things happen, guys.
What is your favorite Sailor Moon villain?
Favorite villain? Octave, because I got to voice her.
She's great. Almost the last one. This might be the penultimate question. Ooh, we're learning vocabulary today.
So, you know how you're in Miraculous Ladybug, you're friends with Alia?
Yes.
What happens if there's a twist that she was Volpina? How would you react?
What'd you know?
Well, I think that, like, I don't know if this is a spoiler, but it's not really a spoiler because they announced it themselves, but she gets the Box Miraculous in the 2nd season. But I don't know if she's going to be a good guy or a bad guy. But I think that would be a very interesting twist to be, to have your best friend turn into your enemy. I don't know, it might be pretty juicy actually. Yeah.
Have trouble keeping the secret because she gets too close to
I can't wait until we finally get to see the new episodes. There's so many possibilities.
I feel like she has a cat and a relationship with Ladybug, except that was loving her.
Yeah.
It's like
Can't wait.
All right, I think you might be right here, just because now we're all sad for Cinnamon Roll or any of her friends, because poor bully.
Are you guys all Sanrio characters? Yay!
You didn't get the memo? You're like, oh, thanks, jerks, I wore my formal gown. I'm gonna go online and bully you. You're a terrible person for not telling me about this. No. All right, last question. Can you handle the pressure? Okay, good. I like that attitude.
I wanted to know what was your first thought when you saw Cat Noir, like what you thought of him?
I was like, the cat boy? I thought it was so cool. I thought the concept of the show was cool and unique, and I think the first thing that struck me about it was that the hero is Chinese, and the cast is so diverse, and they really flip a lot of the conventions on their head, and yeah, I was really happy that I got to read for it. Thanks. Thank you.
And thank you all the way from Mars to our humble little stage here in Kissimmee. Cristina Vee, thank you for spending an hour with us.
We will be doing autographs. I'll be with Stephanie Shea. It starts at 6 o'clock, right around the corner. And we have some postcards that you can fill out if there are any concerns that you would like for your state senator to see. You can fill it out at I'm not sure if it's going to be at the autograph table. More info coming soon. But we'll also be taking selfies and stuff for charity. So please come see us. Thank you.